Hello, my Black Egg Wolf friends. You have some interesting cards. I'm not sure I have them arranged well, but... Alright, so... you have the Black Egg, which is from the Spirit Element chapter. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's very early. I have the window open, which I don't usually do because it's too loud. So we'll see how this works out. Black Egg, speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The Black Egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sound draws us in, books draw us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the Black Egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the Black Egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's the epicenter of our truth, the birthplace of our voice. The Black Egg in the 5th chakra. The subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat at the Vishuddha chakra. The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. Vishuddha translates as especially pure. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but it is especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. So the truth, authenticity, and your voice. What is going on? All right, next we have the wolf, guardian of family and tribe, activism, and ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. When in balance, reliable, democratic, fearless. When out of balance, judgmental, dominating. To bring into balance, practice letting go. So, my friends, this is interesting. You've probably heard of spiritual bypassing, which is what's coming to mind with these two cards for me. It isn't just saying to other people you wouldn't understand when they try to talk to you about your experiences, when they tell you that an unhealthy connection is unhealthy, which the rules don't change, okay? This is the problem that I see, especially with people in soul connections, is they think the rules don't apply to them. They have to stay in the connection because it's a soul connection. And the reality is, what you have to do is become your best self, to be your authentic self, to be true to yourself, and accepting of others and of their truths as well. You still have to be a responsible adult. You still have to be a responsible member of society. And sometimes that means standing up and being an activist, like the wolf. Sometimes that means showing up and doing the work that is unrecognized, tedious, boring. I think it's a saying from Buddhism: everybody wants to help save the world, but nobody wants to help mom with the dishes. well, even if you want to help save the world, it may be that the most significant thing you can do is help Mom with the dishes. So be authentic and be responsible and participate in whatever way is given to you. Okay. Now then, we have the tea leaf cards, which are here, of course, to help you determine whether or not this is your reading. And this is really nice. We have harp and sun, great happiness and well-being. I'm a little confused. Why are you here with all this happiness? We have basket, recognition, reward for merit. But we also have parrot. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. That's not fun. Someone is leaving your life, hopefully the gossip, and good fortune, which clearly you have plenty of good fortune. So then, what is the truth here? Why are we having a card about truth and another card about tolerance? Truth and tolerance. Two very powerful messages right off the bat. Let's see what's going on with you, and I'm going to go with the Crow Tarot. Well, I'm going to try to go with the Crow Tarot. Mostly it looks like I'm going to drop it all over the floor. Okay. The Hangman in reverse. Definitely some letting go you need to do. I don't know what's with this deck. It's all over the place. Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups can be a healthy celebration, a healthy social life, or it can be an unhealthy, toxic one. If it's in reverse, you, of course, have it in a crossing position. So I think you got a little bit of both, especially since you got that parrot card with somebody gossiping about all your secrets. I think you need to be a little careful about who you're getting in your cups with. Are you saying things that may be better kept to yourself? Interesting. Now we have the World. And it was kind of on its side. So, Nine of Wands. Let's see, do these all fit? Not really, but we'll pretend they do. Oh, crap. Oh. Yeah, okay. You got the Devil and the Lovers. So, this is the combination indicating a soul connection. So there's a love connection, and it is unbreakable, or at least it feels that way. You're not actually supposed to break the bond. You're supposed to grow out of it, essentially. You grow out of it or you grow into it. In order to grow into it, you have to grow out of it first. I know that sounds very contradictory. But when you are strong enough and healthy enough and developed enough to be your own person, to live your own life, that's when you are ready to be with someone who is also strong enough and developed enough and able to live their own life. That's when you're ready to be in a healthy connection. That doesn't change whether you have a soul connection or not. The rules do not change for what is healthy and what is unhealthy. And regardless of the type of connection, being your best self is always the goal. If both of you can be your best selves together, if your connection supports that kind of growth and evolution in each other, if you can form a relationship that also grows and evolves like that, if that's a lot of ifs there, then maybe you will find yourselves together. In a long-term connection. But you have a lot of growing and healing and evolving to do before that can happen. I don't know where you're at in this. You have the 9 of Wands. That's the wounded, weary, and wary card. Especially if you're going through the obsessive thinking, not able to sleep at night phase, feeling like you can't let go, with the Hangman in reverse. One or both of you may be trying to distract yourselves from this connection. People do all these things when they're in these connections, and they don't go away. Not until you do the work. That's how you get out of it. You do the work to grow and heal and become. You evolve. You evolve your way out of this. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes endurance, persistence. Now, I've heard one person say that the reason it's so painful is because that's a form of energy that helps you to evolve. That's one person's opinion. I am not convinced that anybody I've heard talk about this really knows what they're talking about. I believe these things are real. I understand that there are patterns that show up over and over again in these connections, that they follow the same evolutionary path. So that can be observed, that can be documented. But the whys, the purpose of all this, I think it is to help the human race in general evolve. I have a suspicion that one of the issues is the great inequality between men and women. And that's probably going to be very unpopular because people are like, oh, you're supposed to be spiritual, not political. And that's spiritual bypassing. Okay? And that's real life. We have to deal with real life as well as become better people, which is what the spirituality part of it is about. Yes, we want to be in connection with the divine, which is all about love. And do you think the divine is happy about what has been happening to women for centuries? Do you think the divine is happy about what men have done to themselves in order to justify their behavior? Neither group is happy or healthy. And this sort of, it's a forced evolution. That's what this is. Soul connections are about a forced evolution. And I think they do help to evolve people in general, not just the two that are involved in the connection. But it is very painful, and it requires a great deal of strength. Rest assured, you have that strength. Okay. Let's see what the universe has to say about all this. You must be at the beginning stage. So, in the beginning, the bubble stage, as many people like to call it, it feels like you won something fantastic. Unbelievable. It's so beyond anything you could have ever imagined. But the work is yet to be done. And maybe that's shown up. So there is a radical break from the past. There are deep changes, a complete interruption of your life, separation, displacement. So perhaps you're going through the separation. You need to find the resources within yourself to grow. As I said, you have to heal your way out of this, evolve your way out of this. It is not about romance, by the way. So yes, there's time alone. There is being separated and estranged. Perhaps the person who did all the talking, the gossiping, was the person that you are connected to, which is unfortunate, but the material-oriented ones tend towards being blabbermouths. Not all of them, of course, but some of them. They want to find somebody to blame for this, and they blame you, the spiritually oriented one usually, rather than taking any responsibility for their own behavior, attitudes, and immaturity. If you are here searching for the truth, it's within you. I've told you my truth, that I don't believe anybody has a complete and accurate picture of what's going on. I believe that the purpose and part of this is to restore balance, or to create a balance that has never existed in the human species. And there is a lot of loss along the way. You will be betrayed if you haven't been already. Probably you have, by this gossiping person who, it appears, one or both of you has jealousy issues, one or both of you have been backstabbing or toxic. Perhaps there's been silent treatment, deception of some sort, seduction. And it does not look like or feel like a healthy relationship at all. But you may want them back. So very, very much. And maybe they will come back soon. Or make contact soon. I shouldn't say, I don't mean coming back in the sense of, starting a full-blown relationship. Because there has to be a lot of healing. So, we have fireworks. Yes, it's very, very passionate. It's very... well, hard to resist. It's supposed to be. Wouldn't be a challenge if it weren't hard to resist. And it is supposed to be a challenge, because that's how you grow. When we're comfortable, we sit around and we play video games and watch TV. We don't grow. So, don't let this arrival, this connection, distract you. It may seem like it was a reward, it may seem like good luck, but it's a distraction from your true path. Step by step. The only way out is through. Keep going, one baby step at a time. I've had people ask me, what should I do with my life? Well, you should take the next small step you see in front of you and stop expecting to see what the outcome is going to be. You don't know where you're going to end up, and you're not supposed to. You had books hiding underneath there. Don't know if that matters. It's kind of funny. No, I should. So, book, hidden things, mystery, knowledge, secrets, the unknown. Ooh, that was hiding under your stepping stones card. Of course, hidden knowledge would be hiding under the stepping stones card. It wouldn't be out in front now, would it? Okay. Something is being hidden from you. Definitely. Oh, darn. Okay, so once again, you got the coffin card for the end of something. You also have the sides for the end of something. Ripping off the Band-Aid, a reckoning. But also, the scythe is all about harvesting. So, most people don't live on a farm. Most people don't even have that much experience with gardening. So, the imagery in this card relates specifically to farming, especially grain farming. But the process of growing things, of harvesting things, first of all, it takes the entire growing season. So the growing season will start in spring and end in the fall. Between for most of the world, it's between the frost dates, between the last frost and the first frost. Other places in the world that never have frost, the growing season might be controlled by rainfall. Okay, so with that in mind, you're not in control of when the growing season is. It's always a little bit unpredictable. You have to plan for it and prepare for it and do your best to make the most of it. But you're never in control of it. You just make the best of it. So, to get to the scythe, there is a lot of time and a lot of work and making the best of things. tending things, being there, being consistent, showing up. And after all of that, then you get the scythe, the harvest. And yes, the harvest is risky. There are I grew up on a farm, and being a farmer is one of the riskiest occupations. People die farming. So there will be losses. And the other thing to remember is that there is no life without death. So what within you needs to die today so that something else may live? Look to your inner guidance, your core values, your guiding light, inner knowing, true path, clarity, hope, certainty, confidence, protection. At times it will be very hard to see or hear, or however it is that you feel it, perceive it. You are on a quest. Okay, networking. So you or the person on your mind is a man or identifies as a man. That's not terribly important. The most important thing here is your quest. Maybe we're having a mission reading here. Ooh. Networking, marketing, internet fame, expand, spotlight, social media, publicity, connected, exposure. So building your network, I think. I wonder if you are a male person. Yes, the bond is still there. Hopefully the blabbermouth is reforming. You should be focusing on your own hopes and dreams. You should be all in for what you love. Reawaken your lost hopes. I don't mean about a person. I mean about your life, your goals, your dreams. And you should be working on those. Remember this, being your authentic self, being feeling free to be who you are, not just who you are expected to be. Okay, so we have this wolf here. Remember, this was all about the wolf has a tendency to be controlling and to expect the children to be just like the parents. And I think you are being called to break free from that. I think you are also being called toward your dharma, your purpose, which is to be most truly yourself, to be authentically yourself, and to live your life, including making a living, in a way that is in alignment with who you truly are. I'm not saying you're going to be making money right off the bat from your Dharma. Maybe you'll never make money from your Dharma, honestly. I could see that happening too. I do this because it seems to be part of my Dharma, and I do not make any money from it at all. I would love it if it would replace my job, but not the case. But I also don't know where I'm going to end up. So keep following your baby steps. Be patient and recognize that they are baby steps. They are very small. They're not going to lead you anywhere significant right away. But if you take 100 baby steps, think about how far you'll have come, how much you'll have changed, how much brighter you'll be, how much you'll have to celebrate. Now, if you are at the stage where your Dharma is calling you, that can feel like a lot of pressure, a lot of urgency. You will be really wanting to do it, even if you don't know what it is, and that may be driving you insane. So, authenticity is the way to figure that out. Imagine yourself standing still with your eyes closed. Well, you could be sitting, I suppose, and for me, the idea of standing works better. Now imagine, or even physically do this, turning toward one idea of what you could do or should do, or just feel called to do. And feel how that feels in your body. And imagine yourself going in a different direction, taking a different step forward. And so perhaps in a way that is consistent with the Wolf's family groupthink approach. And maybe come up with a third option. What about something else? Something you never even thought of before. You should always have a something else option. A, B, or something else that you haven't yet fully brought into words. Not into being, just into words. And try to imagine yourself just taking one step towards any one of those things and see how it feels. Does it feel like relief? Does it feel like frustration? And you're the only one who can answer these questions. You have to consult your body on this, or consult your heart mind. I do talk about heart-brain coherence, but I sometimes call it heart mind, when really it's the heart has a mind of its own. It's what's going on. And the heart mind will talk to your brain a lot. So maybe what you want to do is consult your heart mind. All right. I'm tempted to get a Twin Flames card or two for you, which I don't usually get because I don't like that whole approach to this kind of situation. Because it is far too romantic and unrealistic. And that makes it unhealthy, in my opinion. That's interesting. It seems I'm not going to be getting one of those cards for you because I can't find it. How very, very odd. All right, so what I'm going to do for you is get the Healing Heart Oracle, which actually I like a lot better. What do you need to know about this? Because you do seem to be at the mission stage, which is really, I found it extremely uncomfortable. Recovering heart. Step onto the road to deeper healing. Okay. Well, the imagery is strikingly similar. Okay, the number is 26, which would be 8 for those of you interested in numerology. Oh, I opened right up to it. Okay, the very first shot. Okay, I didn't expect that. Fearful heart. Fearful? No, that's not fearful heart. It's recovering heart. Wow, that's so odd. Okay. Are you fearful? You probably are. Very understandable. This is all very strange. Okay. Recovering heart. Step on the road to deeper healing. Dear heart, I know you have been... Sorry about that. Maybe you are involved in motorcycles somehow? Okay. Dear heart, I know you have been through much struggle, grief, and brokenness. In many ways, life has not turned out the way you dreamt, and I'm sure that at times you have wondered what you have done wrong to deserve the torment you have encountered. Some of your injuries have been so immense you probably never thought you would be able to recover. At times, you still hold your breath and struggle to get through the day without falling apart. Yet after all the loss, grief, and suffering, you are still standing, my dear heart. In fact, while something deep inside may have shattered, something new and more pure has also been born. You have become deeper, stronger, and more conscious of what is truly valuable in life. Your ability to have compassion, express kindness and patience, and take the higher road has amplified dramatically. You are not only on the road to healing, but to also knowing who you truly are and have the capacity to become. Heart healing exercise. Place your hands on your heart and take some deep breaths in and out. From the depth of your soul, acknowledge what you have been through and reflect on where you are at now in your healing journey. Give yourself some credit for how far you have come. Ask your heart what it needs in order to continue reviving. Then make a list of the steps you can take on a daily basis to help fill your heart's cup. Sounds like some self-care is in order for you. And healing is most definitely the word for today. All right, take care of yourself. You can do this.